A woman was rushing to board a train with her 2 children. She held one child by the hand while pushing the stroller that carried her baby. Her phone was pressed between her shoulder and ear as she spoke hurriedly, distracted by the conversation. The platform was crowded, the noise of engines and voices echoing through the station. Just as she stepped into the train, the doors suddenly began to close. She turned to reach for the stroller, but it was too late. The doors slammed shut, and the train started moving. For a moment she stood frozen, her voice caught in her throat. Then panic set in. Her baby, her tiny baby, was still outside on the platform. Tears welled up in her eyes as she banged on the window, shouting for someone to help. Outside, a few passengers on the platform had witnessed what happened. One well-dressed woman smiled faintly and began walking toward the stroller. Her expression was calm but strangely cold. However, a homeless man sitting nearby, wrapped in an old coat and clutching a torn bag, noticed the situation too. He quickly stood up, rushed toward the stroller, and gently picked up the crying baby. His hands trembled, but his face showed only concern. He stayed near the spot where the mother had boarded, hoping the train might stop and she would return. The other woman's smile disappeared, replaced by an angry expression. "That man kidnapped my baby," she suddenly screamed, pointing at him. Her voice pierced the air, and people turned instantly. A crowd began to gather, and the homeless man looked around, confused and frightened. "I didn't take anyone's child," he said softly, his voice breaking. The baby was left alone. The woman's face twisted with fake panic. "I was on a call when I realized he took my baby," she shouted, pretending to cry. The crowd began to murmur, and suspicion filled the air. The homeless man's eyes filled with tears. He clutched the baby protectively but gently, trying to explain himself. Moments later, the police arrived. The officer stepped forward and demanded, "This child isn't yours, is it?" "No," the man answered quietly, "but she isn't the mother either." Just then, the train stopped, and the real mother came running down the platform, her face pale and tear-streaked. She saw the baby and screamed, "Thank God!" before grabbing her child and holding the baby close. Everyone froze as the other woman turned and tried to run. The police chased her down and caught her quickly. The truth sank in: she had tried to steal the baby. Applause erupted from the crowd. The mother wept with relief. People gathered around the homeless man, thanking him for his honesty and courage. Some offered money. Others simply shook his hand. For the first time in a long while, he felt seen, not as a beggar, but as a hero.